Good morning. I would like to talk to you today about credit card debt. Just saving money. Because it's tax time, people. So, if you look at your credit card statement at the end of the year and you see all the interest that has piled up and built up, what does that look like? Some people may say it looks like $1,000 to $2,000. First, let's take a Discover credit card, because it seems like Discover will give you $20,000 just because the air in the sky is blue. So let's take, if Discover is giving you $20,000 credit card and you max that credit card up. I don't have any credit card statements in front of me or anything. I wish I did. It would make more sense. And they maxed it, and you max that credit card out $20,000. And let's just say your payment is $400 to $5,000 a month, and on that card it may only pay $300 on the principal of that account, and so you're, in all actuality, you maybe just be making a $100 and something payment on your $20,000 statement, and every month is hitting you, and every month you don't see money coming off of that statement. It still says $19,900 or $19,850, because it's really not doing anything to it, but $400 or $500 a month looks like a car note, and some people it looks like a house note. For some people it's a big bill, and it's just like maybe 1/3 of your check to 1/4 of your check, something like that. What can you do? But if you look at the end of the year statement, look at your, usually it's January 2025, and in there it says how much interest you have paid for the year. And if you see a number like, let's say 2,000, if it's $20,000 credit card, it may even say 3,000 and something. Just imagine if you had 3,000 in your pocket, which means you need to stop maxing out these credit cards. Here's a rule of thumb, and I don't know how much interest rate Discovery is. What if it's 22%, 25%? I don't remember. I'm not sure. Mine is paid off, but I'm just saying. What if you use one credit card and cash? Because to me it seems like we're getting tricked. And I'm just saying, this is my word. We're smart enough to judge for ourselves, but let's just say I feel like we're being tricked, because I can remember the day when you used to go purchase something and you knew, I only have this much cash in hand. I cannot go, my child want this, that, and I want this, mom, I want this, dad, I want this, and you just pulling it with no budget in mind. But back in the day when you used to go to the store, cash in hand, no debit card or anything, cash in hand. If you had $100, then you couldn't spend more than $100. You were more focused on, okay, this is $20, this is $30, this is $5, this is $1. I can't afford to get anything else and take it to the register. But nowadays there is no budget, and I've been guilty of it too. There is no budget in mine. I gave you an example of, I bought some baby chicks. Child, that bill shot up. But I know I went to the store, bought 1 or 2 items, and I'm like, that's $100? Lord. Besides everything going up, just money doesn't spend like it used to spend. I remember being in high school when I first started driving, gas was 99 cents. I thought gas was going to stay 99 cents forever. 99 cents a gallon. That is not the case nowadays. When I watched that gas slowly but surely go up, I was like, oh, Lord. Because I can remember my mother used to go get $2-3 worth of gas, baby. It was no fill up the car. Then I was taught, go on and fill up your car. Don't put $2-3 on pump number 10 and 8. Don't do that. Fill it up. But nowadays, if you fill it up, what are you filling it up with? Are you putting cash on it, or are you doing your card? So again, we have to be careful. We have to watch these things. Here's a rule of thumb: try to use it and don't abuse it. If you can't pay your credit card off by the end of the month, you need to rethink things. I wanted to give this example as well. I don't want to loan any money. I don't choose to loan money. It's not my goal to loan money, so I don't loan money. I can teach you how to fish. I can teach you how to plant vegetables, and you grow food for yourself. Let's think of it in those terms. Don't think that anybody owes you. Oh, you have money, you could give it to me. No, where is your money? Don't ever think that it's somebody else's job to provide for you. When I'm looking at you, I'm buying from the dollar menu, and you got you a Coke, a shake, a big greasy burger, some french fries, and an apple pie. No ma'am, no sir, don't do it. So, while because here's the thing: if a drug addict is not ready for treatment or to be off drugs, then you have to leave them. They're not ready. And they may not, when they are ready, they may not make it their first attempt. They may not make it their second attempt. It may be their third, maybe their fifth, maybe their 10th, maybe 10 years from now. But they have to be ready. The same thing, we want to plant seeds to teach people how to manage their money themselves, and then let them take off and flourish. That's what we want. If you're not ready to learn how to manage your money, don't ask to borrow money. Here's the thing. I wanted to say it's leaving me, but I'm trying to gather it back up. If you come and you say to anybody, I need to borrow some money. Can I borrow $200? I know you got to give me $200. And I'm looking at you and I'm asking you questions, because I'm going to ask you questions regardless. What do you plan on doing with the money? Oh, I just need the money for this and that. Here's the thing. How do you plan on paying me back when you don't have anything right now? Oh, I'm going to have some money when and whatever. People talk a good game. And they say what they're going to do. Let me see it in writing. Let me see what you wrote down for your strategy. Keep your strategy. Keep you a plan. When you want to build a house, when a house builder, if I want to build me another house, I have to develop my plans. I have to draw it out. I have to say, this is the square footage. This is where I'm going to put this room. This is how big I want this room. This is where I want my kitchen located. This is where I'm going to put my garage. This is where the backyard is going to be. This is how big. This is how much land I have. This is what I can do. How much is this going to cost me? I have to have the money to be able to do that. You have to have a plan, because then I have to take it to the city. The city has to approve my plans or reject my plans and say, you need this, you need that. How is this going to do the and then I have to put together how my amount of money that is going to take for me to build. With that said, if you're going to borrow money, you need to determine, which you shouldn't be borrowing, but you need to determine how are you going to pay this money back. But on top of that, I've heard someone say to me, I don't have no money, how can I save? Well, my question is, have you written down all of your expenses? Have you seen what can you do? If you have 5 credit cards, are you able to tackle the smallest credit card, pay the minimum on the rest of it until you can no longer have the smallest credit card? Yes, it's going to take time. Anything that's going to teach you a lesson and make you not get back into the same thing you got into, it's going to take time. So many things take time. When I'm planting my vegetables in my vegetable garden, they take time. I want it to be ready yesterday, but it takes time. They have to develop inside the dirt, in the earth. They have to develop and they have to grow and they have to transform the sunlight into whatever they photogenesis or synthesis and synthesize and whatever else they are doing and developing. It's going to take time. When we go to college and school and we're learning a new thing, that takes time. The process has to get into our mind. We have to have the understanding to do it. We have to acknowledge it. We have to pray about it. We have to receive it. We have to get guidance from it. And then we slowly but surely say, oh, that makes sense. So if you want to get out of debt, it's going to take time. But what are you doing to plan for? How are you doing? What are you creating? And by the way, let's just talk about it. I want to build a legacy for my children. But how do I teach my children, which I try to teach all the time, what they can do with their money, or how can they in turn keep it going so that the government doesn't get what I give to them? I was thinking about this earlier. Any parent that doesn't want their children to trump what they have done in life, shame on you. We parents have a blueprint. It may not work for the children of this generation and the children coming up, but we have some sort of blueprint they could use possibly. Now, all children are not ready to receive the blueprint. But as parents, don't we want to give the blueprint to the children? Don't we want our children to exceed what we've done? Don't we want to give them a solid foundation, both spiritually and an earthly solid foundation? Don't we want to do that? So for those parents, and there are parents out there, I know firsthand that they're not trying to give them the keys of knowledge. They're like, either you do it or you don't. Or they may say, I'm going to teach my grandchildren and whatever. And that's fine too. But how dare some parents out here not want to teach their children? How dare they? Well, I don't want you to. Make an excuse if you want to. How dare you? Some parents are like, well, I might tell you to do something, or what worked for me might not work for you. But share your story. Share where you came from. Share how did you turn what you turned into. Now, did you do it right or did you do it crooked? It's still a story. We don't want nobody to turn anybody in, so come on, let's not do that. Some things you may leave out, some things you may not. A lot of things are journal. When I'm no longer here, are my children just going to throw away the journal and say, oh, that's what mom did years ago, or they're going to read the story that I have for them and that I'm willing to share with them? How would we not want our children to succeed us? I try to teach my children how to, now I might be a little more too tight and firm, and why are you doing this and why are you doing that? But I still believe in peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I'm like this. If we don't have money for date night because you're trying to take down some of your bills or you're trying to pay off some things, then what's wrong? Dave Ramsey says beans and rice. I say peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. What's wrong with having? You can do crackers and peanut butter and jelly. What's wrong with them? My mother loved cheese and crackers. I love cheese and crackers. We can make a good meal out of something. Bananas are not expensive, so we can get some cheese and crackers and some bananas. How about that? We used to have summer sausage and cheese and crackers. Ooh, I wish I knew where that summer sausage was today, because that one back in the day was good. But anyway, let's focus. So I was just thinking, because I need to get my trust together forever and ever. And I want to empower my children, because I don't want the state to get my things. I don't want this and I don't want that. And I know someone that's like, this is how I feel now. I'm not leaving my children anything. And we know it's some rich and famous people do it. But I know some personal parents that are like, I'm not leaving my children anything. And I wonder, what is their concept behind it? I don't understand it. I don't know. That's not how I feel. I feel like, but I do feel like this. Don't mess up the legacy that I leave you, because I could have been doing a whole bunch of stuff with that. Baby, I can go out of country. I'm gonna live out of country for at least 30 days out of the year. That's what I'm gonna do, out of country. But if you're gonna, you have a concern of your children messing up your money and messing over your money, which we don't want. Let me stay focused on the budget. See what you can do with your credit cards. Can you cut up your credit card? Can you now not use all of your credit cards but one, since you maxed them out anyway? Can you cut them up? Don't get back on there. Don't charge it up. What can you do? Pray to God. Ask him questions. See how he can help, because he can help you. God can help you. He can show you the way. You can wake up in a dream, and a dream can come over you, and you can say, oh, I should have done this, and you could have done that. You can ask somebody. Now, when you ask somebody for some advice, don't expect them to hand you any money or anything like that, because we are here to teach you how to fish, teach you how to plant so that you can reap your own benefits, your own garden, your own harvest. We're here to plant seeds. So you have to water it yourself. You have to write out. I'm a writer. I feel like you should write, journal. What do you want to do better in life? What do you want to do to get you a cash car and not have a monthly payment? I've done so many things. Can you read a book? I was listening to this gentleman, and it's just like perfect. He's like, when his child turns 6 years old, they have to read every day 20 pages. Because now you working me. But I perfect. My maybe, I would like to incorporate that, but maybe my pages are 10. Maybe it's just 10 pages. I would love to incorporate it. But they know, and they said when his child wants something, he says to them, then you have to read 20 books in order for you to get it. It's teaching them discipline. We have to discipline ourselves. We're losing discipline because we're in a want it now state. I still challenge you, don't order Amazon for 30 days if you're in a state that you need to do better with your money. The more we go, and I've been watching this and I've been looking at this. If I go to Walmart every day, I'm bound to buy something. And it's not even in my budget. I'm just buying something because I see it. Stop going to Walmart every day. Stop going all the time. If you go every day, limit yourself to twice a week until you can limit yourself to once a week. I love fresh fruits and vegetables, so I'm going to say once a week. Write your list down. Stop yourself from picking everything that's not on your list because you didn't make your strategy. You have to strategize what you're going to do. If you don't need socks, don't go looking at socks. If you don't need shoes, don't go looking at shoes. We have way too many shoes in our closets. We have to see what can we do to stop overspending. Because guess what? We're teaching our children to whatever you see and you want to purchase. Come on. You're teaching your children this. You're not teaching them to fish. You're teaching them to drown. Be aware of these things. I don't want to keep going, but I want to leave you with this message. Teach your children to swim and prosper and you be able to entrust them with things instead of them destroying. Nobody but God, God, God. Nobody but God. But God, God, God. Nobody but God, God, God. Deliverer, healer, God Almighty. Yeah, yeah. Y'all have a blessed day.